That's not good. I mean, I'll just delete all this, after the fact. All right. On our play for this week, Geoff Keighley wants us to be moderately hyped for opening night live, which is just around the corner. Moderately hyped. New details for Armor Core. I have it on the brain. New details for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 feels more like a true sequel rather than an extended DLC. Will Pokemon Company actually improve their games, or are these all talk? And then we have impressions from the Armor Core showcase. Armor Core 6 Fires Rubicon showcase. Then the Like a Dragon Man Who Erased His Name, something, 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 new presentation.
Get it right.
Say what?
Get it right.
I know. I'm sorry. We have true fans on this cast, so I can't disappoint. My bad. All this and more on season 7, episode 32 of Press X to Start Gamers Digest. Batman. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, CJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka I'm gonna have to retire that because Armor Core is just around the corner and I cannot wait.
You're gonna be a fan?
Oh man, I can't wait. I have a whole cosplay ready and everything, man. It's crazy. I'm joined by
Sean MF Ross.
What does the MF stand for?
Aqua Negro.
Oh.
No, I just came from the Splash Park, man. I don't know.
Oh, true. Okay. I mean, it still works. Yeah. We can do that nowadays. We were able to get in the water.
This one wasn't filled with concrete.
Right?
Super deep cut for anybody that
Oh dear.
Anyway.
Yeah. Now you know who we are. Press and Start Gamers Digest is a video podcast that condenses the most important information, gaming news, so much more from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is what it is. What's up? You doing good? Good. Don't forget, you can support us by liking this video that you're watching, subscribing to the channel that you're watching the video on, and then hitting that notification bell. Because if you do that, I think it's like, it's over there. Nope, it's over there. It's over there. Somewhere over there. Yeah. If you do that, you'll be able to get notified when we're doing all of our things. So do that. We appreciate it. If you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts or the podcast services you are currently tuned in on. If you want to join our conversation, you can by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. So do that. I realized that my glasses are actually inhibiting my vision. I think I'm evolving on this cast. It's crazy. I can see a little better now. All right. Speaking of seeing, Sean, how you doing? How you been?
Man, I can't complain. Just waiting for Like a Dragon to come out, waiting for Spider-Man to come out. I might check out Starfield on xCloud or something, since PlayStation jacked that up and now we can't get it.
Yeah.
Damn you, Sony.
This is gonna be a pretty jam-packed rest of the year. Like on my side, I got Armor Core, as I said, that came out, or that's coming out next week. I actually pre-ordered it. Wow.
Why?
I broke my old habits.
Why?
I mean, I don't even think there's a
what was different this time, DJ.
I feel like if I didn't pre-order this, or if I waited, like my ancestors would
run out of copies.
Right. You're right.
No.
Oh yeah. And then on top of all that, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is a game that I've been screaming about because I love Jet Set Radio.
And Marcus.
Yes,
wait, did Marcus want to play that, or did he just put that on his fantasy league thing?
I think he put it on there just to spite me, because he thought I was gonna pick it. But I was like, there's no way I'm gonna pick that. But yeah, they had a show or a little trailer release drop thing last week, and turns out it was out that same day. So I've just been. I'm not gonna get it on Switch because I want to actually make content for it and actually put it out on our social platforms. I feel like that'd be pretty cool to do. So I'm gonna wait for the console release, which is September 1st, which is after Armor Core. So I will have to make some tough decisions.
Man, I can't wait till Armor Core and Starfield comes out, because those are on my fantasy league. It's gonna bring me into a strong second place.
Facts. All right. That's enough of us talking about the games that we will be playing soon. Let's talk about the games we'll be seeing soon. Oh, we got some gaming news stuff, guys. Let's go. Number one, this is Gamescom 2023. This comes from Polygon. Specifically, Geoff Keighley has a little thing about our expectations for this opening night live, which is happening. If you're watching this before Tuesday, it's happening Tuesday at like 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's best standard time. Best standard time. You know what I mean? All right. Expect lots of games, Keeley says, but fewer game announcements. This year's ONL is less about announcing brand new projects and more about giving fans updates on some of the biggest games due out over the next year. Next year is next year, 2024. That's actually an interesting clue. This year's ONL stream promises new previews of Assassin's Creed Mirage, Mortal Kombat 1, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Alan Wake 2, which got delayed, Nightingale, Black Myth Wukong, and Crimson Desert. Actually, Black Myth Wukong, they had a first hand or hands first on IGN, and it just showed like playing like the first couple of bosses. It looks good. If you're watching this, and everyone, I'd suggest you actually go watch the IGN video because it feels like I think the person reading it is Ryan McCaffrey, but it kind of feels like he's reading a script.
Yeah,
a script like that was given to him by the developers. It didn't feel very natural, so that was kind of weird. But like the actual combat, the actual visuals, and the gameplay it looks pretty good. So that I'm actually pretty surprised or pretty impressed that that stuff is still pretty solid because I think a lot of people were saying that like the first couple of trailers that we saw were like bullshot. So it seems like they're keeping the quality. So that's good. So yeah, so this is just saying, hey guys, don't get super super crazy excited for opening night live. Like be hyped for it, but just don't think that we're going to show you the next God of War because it's not on the plate for this.
Too late. Already
Yeah.
excited.
Right. How do you feel about this?
Wait,
how do you feel about opening night live in general?
I'm not as sour as some people are on the cast as far as like Geoff Keighley Productions. I mean, I'm just happy to see games. Even if I don't plan on playing, it was just interesting to see where the industry is going, where the visuals is going, what new innovations may spread into other games, provided they don't copyright things like goddamn WB and their Nemesis system. But whatever.
We actually didn't get to talk about that last week, but Nintendo has copyrighted a bunch of stuff from Tears of the Kingdom. That's pretty annoying. But yeah, like I'm in the same place with you. Like I am excited for this because this is a game showcase and I love game showcase. And like I've generally been pretty positive on the Keighley production. So I think this is bound to be at worst a fine showcase. This showcase is going to be 2 hours long. That is pretty much the standard length of his stuff. So should be fun. Should be fine. So we'll see.
We may or may not react to it. Keep an eye out.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna figure that out. Because it is 2 p.m. in the middle of the day, and it's like, oh, no one works at that time. It'd be fine.
I know I don't.
Oh, Sean got them blessed hours.
Hey, man.
All right, number 2. The worldwide reveal announcing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This is coming from callofduty.com. So I pretty much went to the source for this. There is a just giant, like 7-page blog post about like what to expect from Call of Duty 3. We're just going to go through it and just kind of go through it. All right, yeah, let's do that. So Call of Duty campaign, that's usually the thing that everyone goes to. They play a campaign, they drop out, and they go off their merry way, and they don't really mess with the multiplayer because, people, the whole thing about Call of Duty multiplayer.
I mean, me back in the day, I always try to do the campaign at least once.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Like I would do the campaign just to get it done, and then go into the multiplayer and live in the multiplayer. So like, yeah. The big thing about this that we kind of got a taste from it from the event that they had last week
Yeah.
is open combat missions. Well, actually, no. This is different from that. This is more so about the whatever. So open combat missions. This allows you to choose your combat style. So you can either go in quiet with a night vision goggles, a suppressed pistol, or you can go loud, which you get like attack vest, you armor up, and you get all your boom bangs and pop pops, and you just go in there and just cause chaos. That's really cool. And then you also can use any vehicle available to you in the map for your mission. So it very much seems like you're going to be dropped in a pretty big map. You have to get to like point A or point B or like secure or whatever. It kind of feels like a more upgraded version of the co-op missions that they had. It's just going to be single player because
I was gonna say this feels like a open corridor, or at least how they're describing it. It's not quite
mhm,
open world. It's not quite linear. It's more so like what the hell is that? Uncharted 4.
that's a good pull. That's a good pull. Yeah, yeah. I didn't even think
You had a
about that.
wide area for you to get to where you needed to get to.
Right, right. I was thinking of almost like Metal Gear Solid 5. Although I didn't play it, I did see a lot of like gameplay on it, and it was very
Mm,
much so like open world ish, where you can interact with the enemies in various different ways, and like you can like accomplish the mission by doing whatever you need to
however,
do to get over there. Yeah. So it did kind of feel like that too. But yeah, I think Uncharted 4 is actually a good pull. Um on top of that, for the game itself, there will be all 16 maps from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2009 version, the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. They'll all be updated and be coming to Modern Warfare 3. So updated is I don't think the actual map layouts or anything is going to be changed. I think it's going to be more so just visual updates and allowing them to be played in different mode types that you have in Modern Warfare, like hardpoint and capture flag, all that stuff. I think this is actually pretty big for you, Sean, because you oftentimes when you're playing, you'd say like, "Oh man, I kind of miss the old maps, like the 3 lane."
nah, cause it sound like they about to fucking just take the aesthetic and
No, 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 no.
bullshit to
So
it.
no, no, no. So it's just going to improve the visuals of the maps. I think the maps themselves are still going to stay the
3 lane
same.
style.
Yeah, because
Well,
just like shipment,
you can find me living in that
right? So yeah, because like it's just like shipment. Like they haven't changed the layout of shipment. It's just they made it prettier.
mm,
Um. So yeah, so that's that. I think that's a really cool like thing to throw into this. There's also a new mode called Cutthroat. They didn't really give any details on it. It's just going to be a competitive mode where it's 3v3v3. So I think that's the first time we've had a 3 team mode layout in Call of Duty games. I could be wrong, but I think this is the first time. Beyond that, there's multiplayer innovations and changes. So one of the innovations is tack stance. This is actually really interesting. Let me see if I can get okay. So tack stance is a in between to your full ADS, which is when you pull the gun to your face, and your hip fire, which you just have your gun just willy nilly around your hips, just doing whatever it wants to do. Uh, tack stance when you enter this stance, you hold the gun in a canted firing position, which is like that side. Like, say this is my boom bang, right? It's
yeah.
like that side position that you have going on versus the yeah. So you do that. The tack stance dramatically. Nope. Oh wait, no, that's that. So you basically trade accuracy for improved mobility and handling with your gun. So the actual spread is in between ADS and hip fire. So it's basically that in between place that I think
Yeah.
could be really cool, but I think it depends on how you're triggering your tack stance versus how you trigger ADS. I think if they can figure that out and make it like very smooth, I think that'd be really cool versus like, oh, you have to press an extra button versus like ADSing. And it's like, okay, I'm not sure exactly how.
It might be
Um,
like a nah, never mind.
no.
I was gonna say, I mean, I know they could do it on PlayStation because you can kind of like
Mhm.
apply The resistive
Oh,
triggers. So like I'm
yeah,
sure it'd be
yeah, yeah,
easier to do on PlayStation, but you gotta account for both
yeah.
systems. I don't know how they're gonna do it then.
Yeah, right, right, right. The other thing to attack stance is that when you slide, you will fire in attack stance by default. Uh, since we're talking about sliding, one of the things they're doing is they're making sliding. You can shoot from sliding like immediately. There's a
Mm,
delay in Modern Warfare 2. Apparently, there's a lot of like movement things that has been like made slower in Modern Warfare 2 that are kind of like stepping back from making a bit more quicker paced movement wise for the game. This is also the interesting thing. They're evolving loadouts. What that means is they are adding clothes to the game, and each piece of clothes will have either like a pert or stat
mm.
increase or something to it to I guess improve your loadout of your character. So we're talking about gloves, tactical vest, and like boots and stuff like that. I I think this is an interesting approach. I think this is an interesting idea. I don't know. I don't know. What's your thoughts on this?
Can I tune my shiesty
Maybe
for
it
peak
might
aerodynamics?
be. Say what? Oh, peak
Peak aer-
aerodynamics.
Yeah. So hold on. Are they gonna let you like change? Are
I
they gonna
think
let you change clothes?
this gets so weird because it's like the system right now, your operator, which is your character that you play in the game,
Mm-hmm.
they have an outfit and like the store is built around getting these operators with different outfits. So it's just
Yeah.
like,
They're gonna let you just start buying straight up individual clothes pieces, which means let me see if you get where I'm going with this. Take a good wild
I
guess.
think I do.
What?
You could spend $40 to get a whole Adidas track star fit.
That's not where you're going. I mean, we
Oh,
got
okay.
people in Dark Souls games and Elden Ring running around naked in drawers. You're gonna see people just running around in drawers and a shiesty
Oh,
and a gun.
yes, yes. Oh, what's the Elden Ring dude?
Let me solo her.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna have one
Yeah.
of those in Golden,
Throw in some proximity chat, boy. It's over.
right?
You just creep up behind somebody. I ain't got no panties on. Like, it's Call of Duty's gonna be nuts. Just trust me. So,
Oh my god, can you imagine
game
like
of the
you're
year.
playing you're playing DMZ and they're like, "What you got on you?" I don't know. I just got an M4. You got them new
Oh,
Nikes though. Let me get them Nikes. Drop them shit. Oh man.
yeah.
So
Put some
yeah,
Jordans on in the game so people can
right?
reenact their childhood for robbing people for their Jordans. Anyway, next.
Yeah. So from the innovations category, the last thing they have is aftermarket parts, which is an evolution of the gunsmith, and it continues with the addition of aftermarket parts. This is a special set of customization options allowing you to focus on your preferred or specific playstyle. Aftermarket parts enable you to construct unique weapon configuration or types, such as customizing machine gun into a bullpup
Pup.
configuration. Pup. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Pup. When I said pup, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
With the firing grip in the front of the breech rather than behind it. That that sentence is literally from for the gun nerds because I was like, in front of the breech. What is a breech? Like what? Is that the
TJ,
muzzle? Is that the
clearly
barrel?
it's it's yeah.
Right, it's that thing that the bullets fire out of. Yeah, that one.
No.
So
Actually, I think the breech is the spent shell casings out the side of the
okay,
gun. Yeah.
okay. Oh, so it's oh okay. That I get that now. I get that now. So I think this is also really cool and it's really really nerdy, but I think for me, I feel like this is a cool direction for Call of Duty to go into because Call of Duty has been tagged as the bro shooter, and it's like it's a it's a game you can jump in and just like play a couple rounds and just kind of be done with it. But I think what they're trying to do is offer like a RPG level like density to the game,
Yeah.
and I think this could be a good way of doing that. And I think don't know. I guess it depends on feels once you're actually doing it. It's like, is this stuff is just like, is it really helping? Does it really matter or whatever? Versus just like, I just have this M4, I'm shooting to kill a person, and I do that and I'm fine. So we'll see. Beyond that, there's gonna be returning to some classic gameplay stuff. So map voting is coming back. The mini map behavior is reverting back to the old Call of Duty, which is um, you will appear on the mini map if you fire a non-suppressed weapon, which I'm I'm
Doesn't that do
I'm
that
happy
currently?
with. No, it doesn't. So people only appear on your mini map if there is a like UAV or something like that, I think. Or
Strange.
like a one of your like equipments, like the radar, the portable radar, or whatever that's called.
Right.
I think
I have
this
no
is
idea.
really cool. Yeah, I think I actually like the old Call of Duty mini map stuff, so this just
Mm-hmm.
works for me. Um, all chosen perks are available at the start of each map, so this new current the current Call of Duty stuff like happens at a certain time or whatever,
Yeah.
and then your multiplayer, the health is increased to 150, which is, I think that's the current health in DMZ, I think
Yeah,
at
it
least.
is.
Yeah, okay, okay. So it's just gonna go through everyone. And that just increases the length of your time to kill. So it just gives you a bit more moving room to do stuff before you get completely destroyed by a person. There's also movement updates. So slide canceling is coming back. Um, I don't even know if I was side canceling before, so this is cool. I gotta look it up to see what it
I couldn't
is.
even tell you what that means. I just
Yeah,
run
right.
around and shoot people, bro. I don't.
I don't know.
You
Hey man,
tell
I
all
just
these.
figured out the whole bunny hop stuff, so that's where I've been living right now. So I gotta figure out what the slide canceling stuff is. It's coming back, but it doesn't reset your tactical sprint, which I think was the benefits to doing it before, which is reset your tactical sprint. I actually had to look up your tactical sprint because it's just like, what is that? And that's just when you just run crazy
Mm.
because you don't have any guns in your hand. Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. The you can cancel partial reloads by swapping out your guns and stuff. Yeah. So like that is something that I've actually been doing, and it just
Yeah.
doesn't work in Modern Warfare 2. And like I'm like, okay, cool, cool. That's great. That needs to come back. Um, that's pretty much the big things that's going to be happening movement wise. All these details they've been saying, they're talking about how we are going to give you more information in the future.
Yeah.
Uh, the big thing that I wanted to pull up though was the whole zombies thing. So there's been
Ah.
rumors, there's been talks about zombies coming back, and they've made it official and saying, "Hey, look, zombies coming back, but it's going to be a PVE thing." So it's essentially going to probably feel a little like the event that they did recently, where
Which
it
you will talk
was,
about later.
yeah, right. So I am very interested in this. The one thing that is not in any of this blog post is anything about DMZ. So I think that is kind of the like worry that like, oh, are they actually going to just make zombies a new DMZ special
Well,
sauce?
no, because DMZ is an extension of Warzone, so they're not getting rid of
Yeah,
DMZ, and there was no need to give any new news or updates about DMZ yet because they didn't give any updates about Warzone in this thing.
that's a good
Warzone is
point.
a completely separate thing from the arena shooter side of
Yeah,
Call of Duty.
that's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't really think about it that way. Yeah, you're right. All right, so yeah, that's it. That's all the Call of Duty news you could possibly stomach in just under, I don't know, 15, 10 minutes, whatever it was. All right. Number three, Alan Wake 2 has been delayed 10 days to avoid clashing with October's big releases. This comes from IGN, specifically Wesley
Yeah.
Ingpool. So, Remedy has announced a 10-day delay for the hotly anticipated Alan Wake 2. It was due on October 17th, but will now be launching October 27th. In a statement, Remedy said October was packed with game launches and wanted to give players more space to play everything, which I think is beautiful. More developers, more publishers need to do this.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's just like, so right now, those games that they were trying to get around was Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Um, earlier in the month, Assassin's Creed Mirage is coming out. I think it's like the 5th of October. But both Spider-Man 2 and Mario Brothers Wonder are October 20th, which would be 3 days after Alan Wake drops. And I think, sure, like get your game a week after those two gigantic games drop, and people will be able to play your game and enjoy it because they will have a whole week of playing Spider-Man and Mario, and they'll be able to jump into this. So it's just like that works. That works. And I think this delay is not enough time to be like, oh, the game needed polish, so that's why I delayed it 7 days. Like I think this is just literally a moving of the game
Why
because
throw ourselves under the bus?
exactly. So that's perfect. Before we get into a little bit of Armor Core talk and watching, hey, how you doing? Can you do us a solid? Can you like this video? It's over there. Is it over there? No, it's over there. Can you like the video? Can you subscribe to the channel and can you hit the notification button? And can you do a little bit of this? Well, we greatly appreciate you doing that. Thank you. If you were listening and none of that made any sense to you, cool. It was really funny at the time and it worked perfectly. So because you missed it and you kind of hurt my feelings, can you leave a review on this podcast? Yeah. Appreciate it. And if you want to join our conversation, you can by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. Yes. All right. Let us jump back into the gaming news. So as I said, Armor Core 6 fires Rubicon. They dropped a 2-hour long showcase.
Damn.
And I was like, what are they going to show for 2 hours? That doesn't make any sense at all. The first 30 minutes or so was showing essentially more gameplay from the section of the story that they showed previously. And then the last hour and a half, Sean, hour and a half was just all multiplayer stuff.
And how much cleaning up did you need to do after rushes?
I still didn't finish. Still didn't finish.
I mean, it looked interesting to me. I'd play it maybe if I caught it on sale or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I'll come over your house and play yours.
That works.
Or better yet, you could put on PlayStation Share Play and let me play it.
There you go. Look at you.
Those who don't
using PlayStation's using PlayStation. Oh no, I just jumped all the way to the beginning.
For those who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, PlayStation Share Play lets you basically control your friend's game, or pass them a virtual controller. So for games that are couch co-op, you can actually make it, non-couch co-op or whatever competitive.
Right.
Yeah.
So for the showcase, they had Fighting Cowboy and Ouroboros. I think that's his name.
Real character's name?
No, these are content creators.
Okay, I was gonna say what?
Yeah. Fighting Cowboy actually, Cameron follows a lot of his content. Yeah. So the gameplay they showed is essentially everything I wanted to see from Armor Core in terms of movement, in terms of the ability to dodge and track missiles and all that stuff. I'm just like, I just everything is perfect. I can't wait to play this game in just an HD environment and just being able to build my perfect AC and then go online and just
get washed,
battle people to my heart's my main issue is that I don't know how I'm going to feel playing this and then going back to Gundam, because it's I enjoy Gundam. I have accepted how that game plays. I've accepted what that game is, to put it in best terms as possible.
Would you say you have Stockholm syndrome?
It's maybe it's not even a syndrome. It's
It's
This
okay.
ain't
Say no more. Say no
so
more. We
bad.
get it. We
This
get it.
ain't. Yeah.
We get it.
Right. So
Okay.
yeah, like this gameplay is like everything that I wanted from Armor Core, and I'm so glad that it looks like this. I just hope that the smoothness of gameplay carries through in my actual living room versus this being a like controlled setting where they are all at the studio playing against
Yeah.
each other online. I'm hoping, it should be online. But yeah, so like in this actual gameplay, like you can see like what the lock on reticle is. There's a stagger system in this game, which is new to Armor Core, but it's not new to people who play Gundam. All five of you, I see you out there. And then like you can have different builds of cores, like you can have a tank build which makes you a bit more tanky, then you can have a lightweight build which makes you more mobile in the air, and there's also like a spider leg build that allows you to float in the air. So
Mm-hmm.
they're giving you different ways of combat, different ways of building your specific loadout that you like to play with or whatever. So all this just looks great. I just wanted to show this. There's no way I'm going to sit here and show all hour and a half of this or whatever. But yes, if you are excited for Armor Core 6 and you did not know about this showcase, I highly suggest that you go watch the showcase. Oh, also to say that the multiplayer modes that they have announced so far is just a 1v1 and 3v3. What we're seeing in the showcase is 3v3.
Mm.
So there, now you know. Now you know. All right. What's next? What's next? Oh, another thing about Armor Core. That's what's next.
Oh, sweet.
Microsoft unveils. Oh, this comes from PureXbox. Microsoft unveils custom Armor Core 6 Xbox Series X console. This is from Ben Carey.
Does this make you
ahead of Armor Core 6? Sorry.
Does this make you want an Xbox?
No, it really doesn't. So ahead of Armor Core 6 Fires Rubicon landing on Xbox consoles next week, Microsoft has teamed up with the folks behind the game to create a sleek-looking custom Xbox Series X. We're loving the subtle look with this one. It reminds us. Oh, that's what they're saying. It reminds us of the Halo Infinite console. I say all that to say that I don't like the look of this box at all. I don't have the actual picture to show on the cast, but like, look it up if you care. It to me, there's nothing. It looks like a worn down box, and in the front of the Xbox Series X, it says Armor Core 6 Fires Rubicon. There's not.
Kind of lazy, almost.
Yeah, like especially looking at like the Starfield box and like what they did with that. It's like. I mean, I can see what they did here, but it's just I just don't like the execution. I think they picked the wrong parts of Armor Core to display on this box. So that's that. That's that. Do you have any impressions on this?
Nah.
Does this tickle your fancy in any way?
Mm-mm.
All right. So the next thing that we are going to talk about is a little ditty specifically for Sean here.
I mean, we had to do it on my accord, but
No.
So you got Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the man who erased his name, coming out this year, and it's going to have a special trial version unlocked of a Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, aka Like a Dragon 8, which comes out sometime early in 2024. They've done something similar to this before, I think.
Oh, okay.
I want to say, but allegedly, it looks like it says the special content has scenes not included in the main game. So we'll see how this goes. But coming out November 9th. Yeah.
Yeah. So
if you're interested in Like a Dragon,
I gotta say, man, like this looks so good. And my main issue is that I have to finish Like a Dragon. Yeah, Yaku's Like a Dragon. Because they're naming convention. Yeah, I have to finish Like a Dragon. And it's like I feel like before I play this, I have to finish that. But looking at the rest of my year, I'm like, well, when am I gonna finish that game?
I mean, you can always just read a synopsis about the previous game or whatever.
You're right.
Here's the thing. I think The Man Who Erased His Name is gonna be the old style where it's gonna be a beat 'em up, and then Infinite is gonna come
Yeah,
out next year, and that's gonna be more so turn based if I'm not mistaken. So you can pick your
yeah, yeah,
poison of what you choose to
yeah.
play.
I want to get into this because I feel like that style of game would probably work very well
Hmm.
next to like Call of Duty, because I think that's
Yeah.
going to come out around November 10th or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just like I think that could pair well with that. Yeah, I just I watched I watched a good chunk of this and I was like, oh, this looks really good. They showed the different types, the two styles of combat you can do, which is the um, tech style. Let me see if I can go actually fast forward to it. So it's the agent style,
Hmm.
which allows you to use gadgets like a 007 kind of thing. And then the other style is the Yakuza style, which is the style that you're more accustomed to, which is beating on dudes and throwing them and stuff. Um,
As
so
opposed
yeah,
to
this
samurai.
so, so
Samurai.
yeah, this looks really cool. Yeah, you're definitely getting this, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed,
true
sir.
that, true that. Yeah, man, like this year's game of the year is like that whole conversation is gonna be crazy. And like not even game of the year, but just like I'm looking at the Geoff Keighley Game Awards in like the different categories. Like this is
Hmm.
gonna be probably with the action games, and this is gonna be next to Final Fantasy 16. Because I don't think they're gonna put that in the RPG category, because I don't think it would I don't think it'd be a good idea for them to do that at all. Next to Starfield and Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know.
You
Don't
talking
do
about
that.
Like a Dragon?
No, like this, like a Dragon being next to Final Fantasy 16 in the best action. Um,
I can see
okay,
that.
wait, real quick. So another thing they showed in the trailer, I'm showing it on screen now, is that there are live, uh, live. I lost the words. Lost the words. There's live action scenes in the clubs, the
Oh,
nightclubs. Yeah,
yeah, that's the cabaret clubs with
the
the.
cabaret. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, all right. We'll see how that
All
goes.
right, all right. I see what it goes. This is a very adult game.
Yeah.
Little known fact: all the girls that they choose to be in the cabaret clubs that you interact with are actually Japanese adult film stars.
Really?
Yeah, so you can do research if you choose
I
to
had no idea you can do
go down that road.
research.
Don't go no
So
further.
yeah, that's that. That's surely to be a pretty hot game. Oh, actually, let me show this part too. So this is, I think this is more so part of Infinite Wealth, where it's showing Ichigo, Ichiban, not Ichigo.
Ichigo.
You're right. Yeah. Because I think in the trailer that we saw in the last showcase, he was in Hawaii with his cheeks out, had no
That was
idea what was
actually
going
supposed to be
on.
well, yeah, that is America. I'm a jackass. I'm about to say actually, it's America.
You're
No
right.
child left behind.
That is America. Right. All right. So that's that. What do we have happening next? We are talking about
Bomb Rush,
um
Cyberpunk. We already talked about that.
yes, yeah. We can, yeah, we did. Yeah, so
Pokemon
it's
Company.
coming out. Yeah. So Pokemon Company having more conversations about game quality as fans sorry, complaints grow louder. This comes from Eurogamer.net, specifically Tom Phillips. So, as fans' complaints over game quality grows, the Pokemon Company has said it is now having more and more conversations about ensuring game standards while keeping the series' relentless release schedule. That last part was not quoted by them. It's just what Eurogamer added. So, this is what we talked about when Scarlet and Violet came out. Like a lot of people were talking about performance issues,
Hmm.
stuttering, like just the game visually not looking as good as other open world games like what's the other one? Xenogear, Xenoblade, Xeno
Yeah.
one of the Xeno games. And that's like a big open world, and that game just looked better than Pokemon. And then we have Tears of the Kingdom, which is an open world game. Although I will say that Tears of the Kingdom looks better than Pokemon in places,
Yeah,
but there is less happening in Tears of the Kingdom compared to Pokemon in terms of just NPCs in the world at one
doing
time,
stuff.
unless you are going to like a town or a city or whatever. And even that is like, yeah, that's a comparable thing. But yeah, this is good that they're having their conversations. I think Pokemon definitely needs to step up when it comes to their bugs and their actual performance to make their games be the Pokemon game that we all want. Like they they really rely on the fact that they are Pokemon and they know that their games are going to sell because they are targeting to kids who aren't necessarily caring about those performance issues because they just want the
Yeah,
new Pokemon to catch and do whatever with. But I
they don't have
think
a discerning eye,
exactly,
basically.
exactly. Right. But I think at least for Scarlet and Violet, there was enough of a outcry for how terrible this game launched for them to be like, oh, that's actually probably going to affect the sales like downward if we don't fix this in the future because like people are already like, look, you messed up, so your next Pokemon game we're not going to give you that same inch that we did in the past. So I
Yeah,
definitely think that them openly saying like, yeah, we're actually having conversations about what we can do for the quality is a good thing, and is them being like, oh, we need to actually step up next round. We in this podcast we've had conversations about will they actually release like a patch or a fix. I guess early this year in March they didn't explicitly reach a patch, but they have been steadily improving the game through their
yeah,
different updates, some other things. And I think right now the gaming is a in a stable place, but what is stable what does that actually mean for them? But the game still just doesn't look good just because of the style they picked and
yeah.
how they executed on that. Yeah. So yeah, that is that. The last bit of news is Xbox exclusive. Exclusive.
Related.
Microsoft's Xbox 360 store to close in July 2024. This comes from The Verge. Specifically Tom Warren. So it is what it is. The Xbox 360 store is closing July 2024. It had a very good and long run, but it's going the wayside, which makes sense because to keep that store open, you need to have a support system, and Microsoft has to pay those people to support.
Yeah. To be clear, you're still going to be able to buy Xbox 360 backwards compatible games on the
Yeah,
Xbox One and Series S and X. It's just you won't be able to access the store from the Xbox 360 console itself.
right, right. So that is a good like thing to note for those people who are maybe panicking right now. Um, there's also a conversation about like, is this really the right move for Microsoft to do this because of like game preservation and all that stuff? And it's just like right now, Microsoft is probably the best company for that game preservation stuff because they like allow you to do backwards compatibility, like
No, 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 no,
all
no,
this
no.
stuff.
Clearly, Nintendo is. They let you buy all the old NES and Super Nintendo.
You're right. You're right. I totally forgot. As long as you have money, you can buy the games as far back as you want. But so yeah, it's like the the thing that you have to remember is that these are all companies, right? And like
Yeah,
they have to make money to get to the next day. And the backwards compatibility thing is they're only going to support that as long as it's making them money. And I think they've just reached a point with the Xbox 360. They're just like, all right, well, we've literally squeezed all of the juice from this. It's time to
hmm,
shut this down, take that money and put it into like the Xbox One uh, library store
yeah,
or whatever.
series, yeah,
Yeah. So it's just like, okay, cool, cool. I don't I think this is going to affect a lot of people. I just don't know if it's going to have that big of an impact for them and be like, oh wait, maybe we should keep this going a little longer. And even them telling
yeah,
us now, they're giving us essentially like a whole year to like get all the games you want before they go down. I think that's also a very long long time.
Yeah,
So
go
it's
buy
like, hey
Viva
man,
Pinata while you still can.
exactly. Get those pinatas or something. I don't know. So the last bit of thing, also from The Verge, Xbox introduced a new strike system to curtail bad behavior. This comes from Ash
Catch
Parish.
them. Anyway,
The
go
one
ahead.
time, the one time where I try to get the name right, you make a well-timed joke. Good job. All right. So today, a new strike-based enforcement program is coming to Xbox. The system is meant to clear up confusion regarding how Xbox enforces its community standards and help players keep track of enforcement actions made on their accounts. So there's an interview with The Verge. Xbox Player Service Corporate Vice President Dave McCarthy. McCarthy? Sure. Explains the new enforcement systems and its place in Xbox overall community management strategy. This is all about player transparency, McCarthy said. We didn't have a way to show our players what their standings in our community, and this makes it completely clear. So the new strike system is a 8 strike system. So if you get the 8 strikes, you're going to be banned from your Xbox account for a whole year. I think 4 strikes is like a couple of months, and then one
No,
strike is
no,
like,
no, 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 no. They have it on there.
oh, do they?
Strike one is 1 day, 2 strikes 1 day, 3 strikes 3 days, 4 strikes 7 days, 5 strikes 14 days, 6 strikes 21 days, 7 strikes 60 days, and 8 strikes is 365 days. Mind you, a
Thank you.
strike isn't a single occurrence. A strike has a point system, so some things will add up quicker than others. Like hate speech
Right,
is 3 points, so technically that's 3 strikes.
right. Yeah.
But go ahead.
So no, thank you. Um, yeah. So that is, I think there's always a weird conversation of like, all right, well, if you make this a strike system, how do you weigh certain things over other things? I think you said in our Discord chat, like profanity being a strike is kind of a weird thing in this,
I
I
guess
guess,
it
in this
matters in
society.
context. They
It does
have
matter in context, yeah.
human, hopefully human moderators, but then that's a lot of
Hmm.
moderation you have to do. But basically a moderator is going to review it and categorize whatever it is, and I don't think some of these things should be on there, like profanity and what do you categorize as cheating? Like, is somebody camping in Call of Duty, head glitching that would have
Yeah,
been reported as
yeah,
cheating back in the day,
right, yeah.
sexually inappropriate harassment or bullying. Like, I
I
know what that
think,
is, but like,
yeah, it's, we know what it is, but it's like there will always be situations where it's like, oh, well, that's kind of gray, and it's like, how do they operate in those spaces? Because I think it is easy to to say like trash talking is
yeah,
harassment,
some of
but
it's
it's
just
like,
quote unquote locker room trash talking. Yes, I clearly understand what hate
yeah,
speech is, but I mean, back in the day, people used to say, "F your mom," whatever. Like I don't want to see anybody banned for that. It's just talking BS.
yeah. But I also think like at that point there needs to be like a clear line in the sand of like, hey, look, okay, well, based off our new community standards, like stuff like that is just not allowed. So it's just like, all
Hmm.
right, well, if that's what it is, I have to decide like, do I still want to play on Xbox knowing that like I can't say those things, or I will not be able to play on Xbox for whatever period of time?
Yeah.
Or is it a thing of like, no, this actually doesn't make any sense. Like this doesn't make any sense because of X, Y, and Z. Just a group of people bring this to Xbox and they're like, okay, well, we'll have some flexibility. So I think it's good for them to start this, but I will be interested to see like,
The
does this
ramifications,
be,
how it goes.
yeah, ramifications, and like will they be flexible about this? And because I think it is each infraction or whatever is going to be looked at by a human. So I think there will be like human eyes judging this, not
You
just
have a
AI
rolling
or whatever.
6 month system as well, because your strikes stay on your record for 6 months.
Okay. 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 So yeah, I
It'll
mean, I
just be
think.
best to not even talk on Xbox Live. This robust social
Hey,
community that they built, and
hey, if you, the thing is, like, I think we are looking at this from the perspective of like the Call of Duty, like dude bro kind of thing. But
mm,
I think generally this is a good system because that
sure,
experience should not be like experiences for all the other games that you're playing. Like I think if you are playing like I don't know, some
like, are you
child
gonna?
Barbie
Are,
game.
yeah, are you gonna get a strike for teabagging somebody? Is that harassment in games? Like, or like, I don't know if you play Smash Brothers. If
Hmm.
you target one specific person in a multiplayer game, they consider that harassment and bullying. Like, how are
That
they
Yeah,
gonna?
yeah. That's true. I think in those cases it will be interesting to see like how they how they digest that information and like what they do from that. Because like because it's like, well, is that bullying or is that just a tactic? Because you want to take out like because like when I play Smash, people target me and it's like, oh, okay, now I'm getting teamed because it's like three versus me or two versus me. I'm just like, all right, well,
Yeah.
this is bullying, guys, and I don't like it. Yeah, but so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, that has been it for the gaming news. Before we end this cast, we are going to talk a little bit about Call of Duty because we just couldn't talk enough about it earlier today. So we did a couple of things. Did we actually talk about? We didn't talk about the event, right?
No, not
Because that
yet.
happened. Okay. All right. So we'll talk about that, and then we can talk about we talked about the raid last week, didn't we? Oh, so this is
No,
old.
because
Okay.
it just happened this past week
No,
on the
the
18th.
actual the raid. No, not the event. The raid that we did.
Oh God. Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
old.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about this Call of Duty event. So they had a release event for Modern Warfare 3, and they've done stuff like this in the past. This is my first time being a part of something like this. They did it for Black Ops Cold War, they did it for Vanguard, and this is
Hmm.
their third attempt. This event was essentially a Warzone event. So it was a 45-person lobby.
Yeah.
We all got into a plane. They did a cutscene to show you exactly like what you're going to be doing, and it was head by I don't know the man from Shadow Company. I don't remember his name.
Graves.
Greaves. There we go. Look at this guy. This guy pays attention. Unlike this guy. So he's giving you this information. Essentially, you jump out of a plane. You have to secure one of 8 missile silos.
Sam sites. Yeah.
Sam sides. There you go. All right. You know what? You know what, Sean? You go ahead and take over because you know what you're talking
Uh,
about.
they pair you up in a random 4-man team if you don't, pre-squad up with your teammates. And Graves basically tells you, we're gonna secure some SAM sites, surface to air missiles, and you're gonna once you jump out the plane, it highlights which one they want you to attack. But I mean, really, you can go attack any of them. Once all 8 are captured by all the players on the map, they simultaneously fire at a specific location, Zaya Observatory, on the El Mazra map, and blow a hole. I'm not sure if it's multiple holes, but basically it blows a hole in the side of the
It's 3
mountain.
holes.
Oh, okay, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. All the while, the NPCs on this event are, I feel like they're a little bit amped up. There are a
Hmm.
couple juggernauts. There's a helicopter commander firing at you, and once that hole is blown into the tunnel, mind you, you can't into the mountain. You can't attack other players on the map. This is strictly a everybody's working together for this one event.
Yep.
Once the hole is blown in the map, you go in and you're supposed to be collecting biological weapons. I think like gas tubes or what have you, chemical
Hmm.
weapon tubes, and you collect about 45 of them collectively as everybody on the map, and put them on the exfil tower, exfil chopper. I'm sorry, And once you do that, a countdown begins. Basically, it says that the mountain is unstable. Everybody exfils, and then another cutscene plays where ultimately you get betrayed, and they shoot everybody that helped exfil all these weapons, and they show that this was a ploy all along by the Coney group and what else the name? Makarov.
Makarov, yeah.
And this is supposed to basically kick off Modern Warfare 3. So all of this leads into the story slash gameplay trailer for Modern Warfare 3. And this event was awesome. They need to do more timed events like this. What did you think of this event, DJ?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. The first time I jumped in, I actually jumped in with Sean, and he was kind of like kind of instructing me like what's gonna happen or whatever.
And I had already did it once before.
Yeah, and then we got to the missile explosion or whatever. And Sean was like, I think this is a good. I think this is a good place for us to sit and watch the explosion happen.
We're gonna have front row seats to this explosion.
Right? Turns out it was the best place because, as he said, we had front row seats to the point where we was part of the explosion.
we died. I didn't.
Oh my god! Yeah. So that would hurt us. Yeah. So we just perished in the smoke of fire and destruction, but we came back because it's war zone rules, so we just responded. I absolutely love this event. I think this is a really, really cool setup for Modern Warfare 3. I think the things that they have you doing is fun enough where it's not like, okay, this part's kind of boring, or okay, like now I have to wait for X, Y, and Z. Like it kept you in the action the entire time.
Yeah.
On top of that, like I think it made a good use of the Al Mazrah map in terms of like splitting you out and then have you do your thing and then you come together, and like all that stuff is really cool, and I really like that idea. And like I think I'm hoping that we actually see more of this happen in Modern Warfare 3.
More events like that.
Yeah. And even like possibly the actual zombie mode or whatever.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they'll do something like that where it'll be server wide. You're taking out zombies. Maybe maybe it'll be like an infection mode or something where, who knows?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because like right now, I have two theories about what's going to happen in Modern Warfare 3. First theory is I think the end of Modern Warfare 3 is going to transition into zombies. Like I think it's going to be a thing of the chemicals, we can stop it or whatever, and it's like an outbreak in the US or wherever, and it's just zombies, and that's how we get the zombies in the whole like zombie mode or whatever. That's theory one. Theory two is theory one won't happen. Modern Warfare 3 is just going to end in a very normal, like we've got the guy. Yeah. But I think Warzone / DMZ is going to get infected. And that, like, the zombies thing is going to be the new DMZ thing. And I don't necessarily want that to happen because I like DMZ and I think they should separate it out. But I think there might be too many verticals
than what DMZ is now. It's just that the NPCs will chase and try to bite you instead of shoot you.
That's true. That's true.
From what I read, if I'm not mistaken, this will be a continuation of the Treyarch Zombies storyline. So
yeah,
if you're a fan
of that, Treyarch is they're actually making this zombie game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. I was really hoping that this was going to be more so a more so come from Infinity Ward, come from Sledgehammer Games, because like I like the Treyarch Zombies games, but I didn't necessarily like the like Pack-a-Punch stuff. Like I don't like the decisions made in the actual game and stuff. I like the mode. Like I want to be able to jump on stuff and like shoot down at the zombies. Like, but they don't let you do that. So you have to run around and so on and so forth. But I understand that, but it's just like, come on guys, let us at least jump on a crate or something. So yeah, I'm hoping that we take all of the Modern Warfare stuffness and have that be the zombie mode. So, yeah. So, got anything else to say about this?
Nah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, guess what, guys? We did it. That has been another episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoy making it. Don't forget, 2, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Don't forget, if you are listening and not watching, you could do both. I believe in you. But if you're just watching, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or podcast services you're currently tuned in on. And if you want, you can join our Discord at pressxm2start.com. There we have great conversations about BBL gifts, video games, and how to have a great time. Yes, all those things, because conversations are conversations, and that's how that works. Oh, and anime too. We talk about anime. So yeah, that's it. You know what it is. You be safe, keep playing games, and hopefully we'll all get through this year intact, one piece, and full with great memories of.
Did you say One Piece?
One Piece? Oh, you got me. All right, guys. See you.